What is up? Welcome back to another episode. Now, last time we did our first of two sprint races. China qualified P13 or 14 again. I don't know what's wrong with us in qualifying, but we ended up finishing second, kind of thanks to a safety car, which brought us closer to the two Ferraris, and we were able to pit one on the final lap. But now we're heading to one of the races where I'm very sad at. But we do have a powertrain. Want resources to agree a test initiative, but for morale.
Thanks for handling that.
We'll decline it. We did have an upgrade fail. It was our hydraulics. That will still come in for Monaco, but I don't know if the other one will. Like I was going to say, heading to a track we very hate. Obviously, with that saying, I don't think we were going to get it. Do we have the funds to get this? I believe this is a minor upgrade. No, we're just short. And Red Bull have supplied us with an upgrade. We go to a little break. So we're going to get some more of this done. We should be able to get the upgrade now. And this will be both upgrades that we desperately need in for Monaco. Two chassis. Just need to get the chassis near close on par with the rest of the car. Yeah, Monaco, not a great track for me, historically.
You'll be on the car ready for the next race weekend.
I do very much struggle with this car. With this track even. Consistently, as you've seen from last season. Did very well. Hit the wall. End of race. Let's head in to qualifying to see what we can do. And hopefully try and qualify on the front row. Okay, qualifying. Around the streets of Monte Carlo. A track physically, I'm not comfortable with this car yet. But we're gonna give it a shot. Turn one. Just have to... I think we just have to push this car to the limits as we're gonna be doing in this first lap, just to see roughly where we are on pace with everyone. Decent first corner, or first sector even. Gasly at 109.8. 7 times quicker is Carlos Sainz. The Ferrari's going well. Corner where we crashed out last time. Went way too narrow. Put down a gear by accident. Missed the wall barely. Swimming pool. And then now we're in the rust gas. Perfectly done. Burn a little bit to the line. 4 tenths off the pace. There's evidence there. I think we could go for another run because of how much fuel you go, even on the minimum. Just how quickly we can go. Very messed up, but we'll just head to garage for now. Right, well, the Saubers just tried to overtake us before our final run. Around the streets of Monte Carlo in anger. Take it very close to the wall. Drop it in early. That didn't work. A lot better exit, though, at the end. And here's where we should get all our time. But we go wide and we brush the wall. Not enough time for another run. It's a best P12. And again, for God knows how many times. 3 weeks running. We fail in qualifying. How are we this stupid? Just went too hot to try and gain as much time as we could, and we end up P15. Our qualifying is horrendous right now. We cannot get the 1 lap pace out of this car.
With qualifying wrapped up now, we have our grid lineup for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race.
Carlos Sainz is in pole. I mean, we're 7 tenths off, but we shouldn't be this far down. I've never felt comfortable with Monaco, but hey, let's see what we can do in the race.
The grid lineup for today's race. It's Carlos Sainz in pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Hamilton, Russell, Magnussen, Albon, Perez, Stroll, Hulkenberg, Norris, Fernando Alonso, Gasly, Théo Pourchaire, Goose, Ricciardo, Oscar Piastri, Sargent, Sonoda, Ocon, Miney, and Zhou Guanyu. And now it's time to head down to the track and alongside...
Mate, I really got the taste for that champagne last time out, so let's see if we can keep that momentum up and bring another bottle home.
I don't think that's going to be possible today, Mark. We're starting P15. Alonso does have a penalty, but I didn't realise how good Kevin Magnussen actually was. Qualified ahead of our teammate. Qualified 7th, I believe. We're going to do the alternate. We're going to start on the hards, go to the mediums. We're going to have to hope for a safety car when we're about to pit to gain some positions. A race I'm not looking forward to. 27 laps around Monte Carlo is now officially underway. And we don't actually get a bad start. Cher wants to close the door. Alonso wants to follow suit. Get a warning. And now an illegal overtake, but we were side by side with Théo. So I don't know what's illegal about that. Just means we're going to get him when we send it. And we're going to send it down Fernando Alonso as well. He's then going to be on the inside of this corner. Almost pushes us off track. We're going to push him back. And we are up to P13. With Gasly and Hulkenberg fighting. Hulkenberg almost just closed us. I'm going to send it. False. Hulkenberg wide. He should give that position. He went off track. We do end up getting that position, but he went off track, and we still had to fight him for it. Very scruffy first lap. Let's try and close up to this gap, shall we? Hello, folks. We're entering lap 6, and we've only now just caught up to Gasly. We were catching him, then made a mistake at the final corner, just out of Rasgas. Lost about a second and a half. We've just closed it back up over the last 2 laps. We are now with Pierre Gasly. Magnussen's still ahead of everyone in P6. We're just trying to keep the car out of the wall. getting more and more comfortable with this circuit, I guess. Not close enough, but I think this is probably the only area we're going to be able to make it move. We do go deep. We just can't seem to get the power where everyone else gets. Tap the wall again. No signs of damage. But the top 5 have gone in this race. We'll see if this overcut can work. Top the wall, we're right behind Pierre Gasly. He doesn't have DRS. We're gonna burn ERS. He's gonna go defensive. I had to go onto the curb then because he went so defensive. But I think we can get him up here. Brake earlier. Get on the power. This time we are going to go for the gap. Lose the car though. This car is very unstable around this track trying to get on the power. But we're closer in this area of the circuit. Just cannot make a move. I hate Gasly on this flipping F1 games. So defensive. Even when it's not for, but it's not even for a point and he's defensive. Oh, Gasly, you parked in the middle of the circuit. I'm gonna send it into Mirabeau. Alright, Gasly, you need to give me space there when I'm trying to turn. And we've lost 3 seconds now, and Hulkenberg's now on the back of us. People who we were comfortably ahead of, we're now no longer. I'm gonna give him no room. I'm gonna get the job done. Now we have to catch up 3 seconds to the cars ahead. Oh, this is gonna be painful. Oh, there is a retirement. I believe that's Logan Sargent. Definitely one of the Williams. But if that was the lead Williams, then Albon's out of the race. No, it's an RB even. Yuki Tsunoda, mechanical failure. And he's out of the race. A couple laps later after we overtake Pierre Gasly. No safety cars, so we are good. We have caught up. These guys, I'm using every inch I can. Out getting track limits. But we are very contact heavy. This race, to be expected around Monaco. I feel like we have to pump out times whenever these guys start to box. Claire's pitted. And this is the detriment of how far we are behind. Leclerc's only 5 seconds behind us, and he's pitted. And we've hit the wall. Barely. Barely any... That's... surprisingly no damage. Don't feel any damage.
that front wing is going to need replacing if it takes too much damage.
Okay, so not enough damage to constitute us having to make an extra... having to make a pit stop. You can start to feel, that's weird. It's not even yellow, but yet you can still semi-fear it, or is that the... Cars understeer as we almost...
Alexander's in
Almost.
The pits. Alexander in the pits.
hit the back.
Well, what happened? Let me know you're okay.
I carried way too much speed there. And then took a risk. I was too busy focusing. And you can see here, as I slow it down, we are out. I went here and realized quickly here I was not going to make that without hitting this wall to our left, so I had to cut. Little bit. I then put on the power like an idiot way too early. Couldn't get the turning. And pop goes the tire. I want to see this from this perspective. What am I thinking? Whole tire goes. The whole tire just happens to go. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. In a race where we were probably going to be lucky to get a point, we end up getting nothing and crashing. 2 Monaco races, 2 DNFs. You can pretty much say I'm not a fan favorite of this track. I will have to find a much better, comfortable setup for this track for the next time I run this in this season, in this series. But Carlos Sainz wins to Perez, to Leclerc. Albon, I think, stays behind Kevin Magnussen. No, he gets it ahead. He gets P6. Good job for him. There's a 1-2 to Max, even. We go to the standings. We're now 25 points behind Sainz. We jump down the third. We're 15 points behind Leclerc. Doable to catch up. Particularly that is now our worst race completely done. Ferrari pretty much are runaways with the constructors. But in a full year's time, this race, we should conquer it. I mean, you can see here, 11-6. 11-6. We're 2/10 off the pace for the fastest lap. And we still had the pit. We would have pitted behind, probably came out behind Lando and Lance. But there's nothing we can do. If you did enjoy, please leave a like. As I promised you, this will not happen again. We will not crash out of Monaco for the 3rd time in a row. Monaco is guaranteed to be on the calendar next season. We will come back bigger and stronger for this track next season. But as we head to Canada, I believe, we're hopefully not going to make 2 DNFs in a row and crash out the Wall of Champions. I will see you next time. Peace.